Okay, good afternoon. Hello, wonderful people. I hope that today has treated you awesome so far. And sneak attack, I have time to work on the inks of the Firefighter girl. So I'm here and I hope some of you can make it. I understand that if you can't, it's a work day. But I will be working on the Firefighter girl and taking some time to get the inks in and finish up the rest of the pencils. So it should be really fun, and I hope to get the inks, a good portion of the inks done today. So thank you for joining me. And I'm just going to get some helmet reference. And I don't have the right files open at the moment. So here we go. So I am looking at various firefighter helmets, and I'm gonna make it very basic because I'm not trying to make it identical to any kind of firefighter specifically, just to save from the, accidental copyright. I don't know what's copyrighted, so I'm just gonna keep it as simple and basic as possible so that I can get something that resembles a firefighter, resembles a helmet, that kind of thing. Okay. So I am ready to start, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to time lapse it. So that's what this thing you're seeing right here is, holding my phone, and I'm going to film it as well. So just in case it's fun. Sometimes they don't work, and I don't get the right angles, but other times they do. So it's nice to have for the few times that they do work. All right. So I brought the back of her helmet quite far down. I'm not entirely sure if that's perfect, but I will, I'll check. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Hey, Eric. Thank you so much again for your email yesterday. You rock. Okay, I'm going to look up firefighter helmet. Firefighter helmet. Let's just see what they're like. Okay, so they go out in the back, not as far as I have drawn, but some of them do. So maybe I will just let it go as far. Like I'm looking at I have no idea whose this is, like what city or anything, but whatever. Thank you. I'm doing great, Wendy, and I know I owe you a response. I'm so sorry about the delay. Stuff gets buried, but I will get back to you ASAP. Okay, so it's a little bit more square than I had planned here. Now, I know that her head, her actual physical skull, is about that big. So that's kind of what I have planned in first. Now, there is a lot more space. Like when you look at people wearing firefighter helmets, they're not right on their head like a ball cap, for instance. There's a lot of space, and I imagine that's cushioning and, extra stuff to keep it so that, if a rock, say, were to fall on their head, there's a bit of buffer between the actual helmet and their skull. So they look like they're really sitting high on the head. I'm not making it sitting as high as is technically correct, just so that it looks a little better. But yeah, that's why I've got the helmet so large in comparison to where her skull is. Yeah, padded straps inside. Okay, that makes sense. All right. So it doesn't go up to a top in the center, like it doesn't have a little pointy tip like I was initially drawing in. So I'm fixing that now. Roll, roll. So I'm making the this stuff on this side smaller than it is over on this side. And also her hand here is a little bigger than the hand over there because of the perspective and it's further away. Oh, did I forget to turn the music on? I think I did. There we go. Yes, it's a stealth stream. And hey, Pat. All right. I'm not gonna actually put the little flashlight on the side. I've decided it's just one detail that's not necessary, and so I'm gonna omit that. So in my mind, her helmet is kind of going to the side here, but this thing is standing up in front of it, which means that because of the way that we're seeing it, I don't think it would carry all the way over to the other side. It would kind of end behind the little fire department sign right there. Hey David, welcome to the stream today. Yep, this one's a sneaky stream. All right, now I'm just wrapping up her hair. Yes, I'm pretty much set. I haven't. Today is, well, I think that today people in Artist Alley can go set up. I'm not going to do it until tomorrow morning. So Mike Chrome arrived today, yay, and was traveling for, I don't know, 28 hours or something like that. So he's asleep. And then Dan and Chrome and I will all go set up tomorrow morning. So it doesn't start until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon for VIPs. So we have enough time to set up tomorrow. So everything should work fine. Fingers crossed. So I'm just cleaning up some of the scribble lines so that I know what line to pick when I'm inking it. So my hope is to get the inks close to finished today, and then I can just finish coloring it at the expo, which will be nice and simple. Though granted, generally I don't do 11 by 17s at shows, so I don't actually even have room at my tables to work on an 11 by 17. So it's going to be a little bit tricky, but I should be able to work it out fine. Yes, I would love that. Anybody who knows me and is from Calgary that's here on Twitch, please come and say hi and let me know your Twitch handle so that I can connect the name to the face, and it will be so much more fun. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Yesterday, everybody told me to just do a sneak attack stream, so that's what I did. But if you would like to post it in Boop, that would be amazing. Not yet, David, but you know, chances are she's working. This is usually when she's at work. So I'd imagine she's probably doing that. It's true, it probably does, Mystery. No offense taken. I'm not a big talker, so it gets a little bit quiet for sure. Thanks, David. You're awesome. Oh, you're great. I've got the weirdest twitch in this eye. So if I keep moving my eyes strange, it's because it's bugging me. And I don't know what it is, but like I feel like what was that? Did you guys ever watch the Pink Panther TV show that's like from the, I don't know, 60s or something like that with Professor Clouseau? And he's got like this super bad twitch. I feel like that. Oh, interesting. What kind of overlay? Oh, Inspector. Thank you. Inspector Clouseau. That's right. Sorry, guys. It's been a minute since I saw that. Hey, art teacher. All right, so I have her wearing gloves. So that's why there's no fingernails and the fingertips are a lot more flat than usual to accommodate the glove seam. Devin, hello! I have no idea, Petros. Just trying to determine how I want to cut the shirt. And then it's time for inking. Whoop! Yeah, it's like you could feel when something is working and then it just goes so easily like this, or when it's just really not working like last time. That was such a bummer. Okay. Thinking about how I want it torn. Because then I'm not going to make her super dirty, but I will put, you know, a little bit of soot around, I think, you know, make it look like they're all done with work. Everything's been packed up, but now we're chilling. We're chilling. Oh, well, I'm glad that you could make it, Devitt. Thank you so much. And it looks like they all have some kind of reflective bit, like in little triangles in the helmets, like so. Some of them are quite small, some of them are bigger. So I'll just make it in a way that looks good. And I need to have it in line with the way it would be sitting on her helmet. Like charcoal, yeah, exactly. So I'll just probably do it with colored pencil, like a, either a dark brown or a black colored pencil. And just put a few little scuff bits here and there. Thank you, David. I'm so glad. There we go. So those are reflective stripping. All right, so what I'm going to do, I think, is just make the tears in her shirt follow the lines of her body. So like, you know, her rib cage goes kind of like that. So that's why I'm doing the tears to kind of follow that specific area of her body. And it's something I learned from eBass, and it's really helped is when you're gonna like design clothes or, you know, do a tear in an outfit or something, it's more visually and aesthetically pleasing if those lines kind of follow the anatomical structure of the character wearing them, you know, like if and that's the same for everyone, where your ribs are, where your muscles are, they're always in generally the same place. You know, you don't have someone with a bicep sticking out of their neck, for instance. It's there. So I'm kind of doing that, where I've got a tear right here, and it's following the lines of where her rib cage is. And then here I'm kind of breaking up her body in ways that will look nice when your eye glances at it. Like as an artist, you have about a split second to get someone's attention with art. So think about comic book covers, for instance. If someone's walking through the comic book store, your job as a comic book cover artist is to catch the attention immediately, you know? So it has to be something that like they'll look at, and there's not going to be something in there that's going to kind of be jarring, and making clothing that's not complementary to the body. And I'm not just talking about fit, I'm talking about seaming and line form and all of those things. You won't even realize what it is you don't like, because again, you're giving it a split second of your time and your attention and your thought. But those things can kind of throw you out from being able to get involved in a piece. And then art is all an emotional something, you know, even if it's like your interest in the character, or your interest in the writer or the artist or any of those things, it's still a feeling, you know, and that's what gets you hooked on something or not, or looking, you know, it keeps your attention for maybe 2 seconds, you know, that's what you need to do. And so it's something that I learned about clothing, is to make sure that it follows the form of the body. Anthony, hello! But I don't want to be too obvious. I already have 2 places right here where it's coming down. I don't want to do it again, or then it's going to not look like a torn shirt. It's not going to look believable. It's just going to kind of look like I got stuck in some kind of weird pattern and she's wearing an odd shirt. So now I'll just throw a few more little tears in. And these tears are not super important for me to do right away. So I can keep looking at them, be all picky on them, and then see. Maybe there's other things I want to change or fix because it's not sitting well with me. All right, so I think that this is pretty much done. I really don't feel that I need to do a ton more to the fire hydrant. It's fine. Just refine my lines over here, and then it's going to be time to ink. And lately I've been really loving my Copic multi-liners. I'm finding that every other pen that I absolutely adore does have a little bit of smearing capacity when you're going to color with Copic marker. And because this is a commission, I will be coloring it with markers, and I don't want to have a big old smear across somewhere. It really blows. So I'm going to use these because I know they're safe. You know, that's a good question. I'm going to check with him on that. Eventually, once this piece is finished, I'm going to write his nickname right here across her shirt, which means I might actually need to move her shirt up a little bit. I'll have to see. Or maybe I'll do it like that. Anyway, I'm going to put his Firefighter nickname right there, and then I might put something here. And so there's a few little spots that I've left areas to discuss with him. I just haven't had a chance to talk with him about those specifics yet. So they will be later add-ons. But I have time. Thankfully, there's 4 days at the con. I can keep working on it. And I'm going to put a little chip in the axe just because I wanna. It's interesting to me the way that the axe head right here, where the blade is, it has this sideways slant. You know, it's an interesting design that they have for these Firefighter axes, because they're a specific type, which also was something I learned. I was unaware. Hello, Pro Hitmaker. Oh, is that what it is? But not all axes have that, do they? All right, so I'm starting with Copic multi-liner size 01, but I think actually I was inking, I've inked the last few covers with this particular nib, and I may have smushed it to death. It wasn't really holding its shape very well. Miners Minecraft, hi. I'm doing great, Pro-Hit. All right, so the cool thing about these is that they do have replacements. So I think I may have some replacement nibs. If you guys can forgive me pulling out all of my shit. Let me see if I went a little crazy on buying these. Okay, so these are the cartridges. Spare nib 03. Damn it. All right. So I need to buy some more spare nibs for 01. Yeah, okay. So I don't have any spare nibs. I'm gonna have to deal with what I've got. Okay, thank you, Mystery. All right, so we will be using Copic Multiliner 01. Are open to sizes standard? Generally they are. You can kind of, it's because I believe it's just like a mechanical pencil. You know, this is a 0.9 and it's all to the millimeter, I believe, or millimeter. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna start with her pants. I'm gonna warm up my hand to actually inking. I try to be a little bit cautious when it comes to what I ink first. And I used to really love to start with the face, specifically the eyes. And then I realized that I kind of suck at the beginning and I was ruining faces. So it just takes a minute to warm up your hand, make sure you've got the feel of the pen and all that, you know, stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna ink around on some of the easier places that don't really matter by like the hair, whereas the face does. Now this is quite a thin nib, and it's also a very old nib. I think I've inked not just the last cover, I inked the last 3 covers that I've done with this particular pen. So it's seen better days. And that's what's so great about the Copic SP line, is that you can replace the nibs. And that is wonderful. Oh, hey, Eric. Scott! Welcome to the stream today. I'm so glad you could make it. For some of these thicker, like the exterior line all the way around her body, I'm going to do it with a thicker pen. This is quite a thin one, but I'm going to get all the detail in with this one. And then do some of the bigger areas with a thicker one, like a 2 or a 3. Oh, interesting. I've never heard of that book before. Is it like a new drawing method, or is it like a how-to book, or what is it? Hello, Artman Migo. Thank you. By Betty Edwards, very old book. Interesting. Oh, interesting. I always start left and go to right. Doesn't that kind of depend whether you're left-handed or right-handed? Ah, okay. So you can access it. You don't have to be a lefty, and if you're not a lefty, you're fucked. Because that's how I've always felt. I always console myself that I do know some amazing artists that I really admire that are right-handed. like J. Scott Campbell is right-handed, and that makes me feel so much better. Oh yes, I've definitely seen plenty of art from Mike Turner. He is amazing. Are you ambidextrous, Marasmo? I wish I was. I really need to start practicing more with my left hand. It's just one of those things that, like, I know I need to practice, I know I need to do it, and then it just never seems like a good time. And it's so frustrating when I can just do it with my right hand. Oh, lucky you. All right, I'm almost done here. Alright, so now I'm going to try switching to 0-2 just for some of these bigger portions that having a really thin pen won't particularly matter for. Oops, sorry, I was off screen. Oh, thank you, Artman Miko. I do, yes. I go to lots of different comic conventions all over North America. So like tomorrow, I'm gonna be at the Calgary Expo, which is here where I live. And then I have on my website, I can post the link for you. Or let me see, it might be, let's see if that works. Yeah, so if you go to that link, you can see my convention schedule and where I'm gonna be. And I would love to meet you there. So my 14-year-old daughter, is getting into using Procreate and coloring on my iPad, and I'm innerly so excited because, you know, I would love it if she got into coloring, if she, you know, took up art as a profession, but I don't want to kill it. You know how parents can ruin something because they're just too excited about their kid doing it. So I don't want to ruin it, and I'm trying to like stay out of her way and not be annoying and all of that. But at the same time, I'm just like, oh my God, let me show you. Artman Migo, for showing me your work, join this. So go to that Facebook group right there and you can join, and that's where I can see your work. I don't run a Discord channel. There's just already too many social media things for me to keep up with. Procreate. Let me just write the name here. It's only $8. It's an app. I don't know if you're familiar with Loish, L-O-I-S-H. She does a lot of very amazing digital painting, and she does a lot of it on Procreate. I haven't really been able to fully make the switch to Procreate, nor do I plan to, because Photoshop or Adobe is working on making an actual full Photoshop app for the iPad Pro, so I'm kind of just hanging on till that happens. But I do use Procreate because it has an amazing perspective grid setup. Like it's got a whole interactive grid situation. So I will do, like, I'll take my cover layout, like that little, something like this. So say this was actually some different pose in a big room or something like that. I would take this and bring it into Procreate and then put the perspective grid in there for her environment, and then draw the sketch of the environment in Procreate, and then upload it to Google Drive, download it on my computer, and print it out. It's a few extra jumps, but it's really, really helpful. And once Photoshop has an actual workable full app, so I know that there's a Photoshop Elements for iPad. It's not enough for what I would need it for. But once there is a full Photoshop for the iPad Pro, that means I can color and do work in bed, which is my favorite. So I'm really excited. And I believe it's in beta testing right now. So pretty soon there's going to be the full Photoshop for the iPad Pro. And then, my friends, I will be a very happy human. Um, well, when I'm not drawing or doing traditional, I use like just this. And then for my computer coloring, yeah, I use a Cintiq is what I have. I use a Cintiq 22 HD. They do also have the touch thing where you can touch it like an iPad or an iPhone. I didn't get that. It was, I didn't think I would like that. Who, my daughter? Vienna's such a cooler name than Dawn. No offense to my parents, but Vienna's cooler. We did better. Oh, really? Okay, thank you, Eric. That's good to know. Chicken Heat, hey, long time no see. Yeah, I was worried about that. That's why I thought it was going to drive me crazy, Eric. I'm sad to hear that it is actually like that. Because that's what happens sometimes with the iPad. And it was kind of bugging me, so I was really not sure I was going to like that on the Cintiq. Though I have seen some people using the Cintiq Touch, and it looks really awesome, so I'm sure that there's good to it as well. I had a feeling it would really bug me. I think if you start out using using a iPad for your art and then switch to the Wacom Cintiq, having the touch properties would probably be a must for you because that's part of your process. In my case, I was going from using an Intuos tablet that's just sitting on the side with no screen and hotkeys. So I already have that set up in my mental process and habit for working with Photoshop. So as such, I really didn't find that I would need that that touch thing. But if you went from the iPad and upgraded to a Cintiq, yeah, I can see that those people would want it. Yeah, Todd's is bigger than mine for sure. He has, I think, a 30-something inch. I think it goes from the 22 to the 32 or the 31 or something like that. In my opinion, no. All it means is that you need to move your arm further in order to do, it's just more zoomed in, basically, and it's bigger. So I personally don't want to have to do such big arm motions. I really like the size that I have, and it's gigantic for at my desk and everything. But that's just a personal preference thing. I figured that this would be big enough for me. I can see that there would be times where you want to see the full piece, that it would be nice to have a bigger monitor, but mine is plenty big enough for what I do. Well, art teacher, it's really up to you. I actually looked at a bunch of online reviews. Like if you go to YouTube and you look up Cintiq, you can see kind of how people use it, why they use it, how it fits on your desk, all of that. It's good. You can also accomplish all of those things once Photoshop comes out on the iPad. So it's entirely up to you and what you want to do. The thing that's really rough about the Cintiq, I would say, is that their monitor is so good. Like, the colors are so vibrant and beautiful, and then you look at it on your phone or just anything else and it suddenly loses something, because this is like such a high-end monitor. So every time I'm coloring, thinking it looks all great, and then I put it on something else and I'm like, damn it. Mark, hello! Yeah, well, art teacher, it is really, really nice. I bet you would love it. And I'm assuming that you're in the US, if you're who I'm thinking of, and as such, you'll get it for a much better deal than I did. Yeah, they are so beautiful. So a lot of times what I have to do is toggle between my Cintiq and my phone to make sure I've got the colors vibrant enough for everyone else. And that usually takes a little while to go back and forth. And probably also it's because I'm new with coloring, and so I'm not choosing, I don't have my swatches yet, of like my standard skin colors, and I found just the perfect one that prints beautifully and looks good on the Cintiq and the iPhone, and like that kind of stuff. I haven't probably figured it out. Okay, see you later, Eric. Hello, Wanzard. Thank you. Thanks, Mark. Oh, and are you doing a show this weekend too? If so, where? My pleasure, art teacher. All right, now I think I'm gonna switch to the 0.3. Oh, sweet. That's so cool, Mark. I hope you have a great time. And so the things that you're making right now, you're preparing for the show? That's so cool. Yeah, Todd Knock is amazing. Speaking of colored pens, I'm planning on inking her hair, lips, and her top with colored pens. For the rest, I am starting to really like the look of the full black for most everything else, because I was using sepia pens for a lot of the actual exterior lines of skin, but I'd have to go over them so much. I probably need to buy a darker sepia or a dark brown colored pen, but they are so awesome. Oh, thanks, Mark. Philip, hey! Welcome to the stream today. Yes, more Firefighter. I changed the pose from last time, and I'm going with a different one. That one just wasn't meshing right for me. I didn't like it. So I'm doing all the exterior lines of her fingers and hand with this thicker pen. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to do the interior lines with a thinner one. I love that, Fusion George. That's great. Well, I prepped up most of this morning, and then I figured I could swing a bit of time to do some of the inks on this one. And then, yeah, I'll need to go at around 8 o'clock my time to cook dinner, like usual. No, he's not cooking tonight. It's spaghetti for dinner. Yes, you sure can, Fusion George. I've heard them all. I saw that whole thing and I thought it was hilarious. Yep. All right, now I'm going to switch to 02. And it was so true, right, Mark? Hey, Keeman. They have learned to cook their own like snacks and meals, so like they have, but not for dinners yet. If they had to, I'm sure that they could, but I still cook dinner, or Dan does. That sounds amazing, Fusion. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to my thinnest pen, which, I have one that's even smaller. It's a 0.05, this one. And I might use that at the end. But for now, I'm going to ink her face with the 0.1. Sounds amazing. Oh yes, Brock. I thought it was you. Have a good one. Thank you, Mr. E. I missed whoever just followed, but I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the follow. So I'm not filling in her eyebrows completely with black here, because I'm going to go in and fill them in with brown so that it matches with her hair too. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to sepia. In 0.1. So these are also Copic multi-liners, but they're the plastic ones, and this one is sepia. Oh, thank you, George. And I'm gonna do the crease of her eyes in sepia as well, so it's not quite so harsh as black. And her lips in sepia too. I personally, when I can get away with it, I prefer to do more natural lip tone. And then I go a little darker and heavier on the eyes. And that's just a personal preference and style thing. It's not something that, you know, is a technique you should be using or anything like that. It's just something I like to do. And then I'm just silhouetting that side of the nose to put it in shadow. Hey, Adam! Happy Wednesday! And I think I'm going to leave those top two lines in pencil only. And then the rest of the interior lines of her body, like the ones on her stomach and the ones that I already did on her face, all of those I'm going to do in sepia as well. I've just found, for me personally, doing the exterior lines with sepia as well, the character just doesn't quite stand out enough. So I kind of mix it up. But this is too small a pen. Let's get 0.3 maybe. There we go. And her collarbone. We wouldn't see a ton of it, but at least I've got a few little indicator lines so that when you're looking at this piece straight off the bat, you can tell that her body is angled slightly. Shane! Oh, I'm sorry, Adam. I missed your question. This is just a nondescript character, so I was able to just kind of draw a pinup girl. So I'm gonna give her red hair. She'll have like a, I don't know, I'm still thinking if I want to do a white t-shirt or if I'm going to do like a firefighter, like a navy blue or something like that. And then, you know, most of the colors and the firefighter symbols will not be a specific firefighter theme, you know, like I'm not going to do the Calgary firefighters exactly or anything like that, but it is for a firefighter here in Calgary. Yeah, I thought that was what it was, Shane, for sure. Lumberjack Jane. Sketchy McSketchington. Oh, so sorry, Pro Hitmaker. Yes, definitely go to bed and sleep well. I hope your back feels better soon. Good night, Adam. Sleep well. All right, I should be done with her hair soon. Hair takes the longest for me. I'm not sure I'm familiar with that kind of Hulk. Can you like post a picture? Oh, okay. Thank you, Fusion. All right, I actually need to pencil in the rest. I have no idea what my plan for her hair was. So I'll do that in a few minutes and just move on to anything else brown that needs to be put in. Okay. Thank you, Devin. I'm going to take a look now. Oh, all right. That's cool. Alright, this pen is too thin for this. Let's get the 0.2. Oh, I missed Wolverine's skeleton. I'll have to go back and look at it longer later, but I still have it open, so I'll be able to check it. Because, yeah, it looks like there's just a ton of detail in there that I couldn't catch first glance. So with a brush or a crow quill for inking, you can adjust the thickness of your pen or whatever with pressure. Of course, with a felt tip, you have to kind of fake it. So that's why I'm going over some places more to get that faux thick to thin, like on her cheek and stuff like that. Oh, thank you, Piglet. And Central Park, hi. I'm not sure if I caught you here earlier. Did you just join in? Oh, you have? Okay. That's awesome, Devin. Oh, don't worry about it, Piglet. I understand that life happens. No, thank you, Piglet. Oh my goodness, you guys are seeing so many fun things on the picture, and I need to be able to look it up again and actually study it. Sounds like there's crazy Easter eggs. Almost done with the axe. I'm definitely gonna finish inking it this time. Woo! That is so cool, Devin. Seriously, they've got Batman's cape in there? Okay. Any idea who drew it? Nice. Sorry guys, I gotta move this all around. It's kind of a big page, so it's taking a good bit of moving in order for me to reach stuff. All right, so that stuff is done, and you know, I've decided in the end I'm going to ink her shirt with black. And I'll just do it really thin. Let's see how this one will go. And I'm also thinking I might change her shirt. Actually, I can't now that I've inked her cleavage. Oh well. I'm not gonna ink these lines right here because I might change it depending on the length of his nickname. I just need to go back and find that. Okay, this is too thin. Oh, thank you, Piglet. Oh, wow, that's amazing, Sloppy Octopus. I hope it goes well. Thank you, Philip. So there's her necklace. Oh, this sounds so awesome. All the different little Easter eggs. I mean, that must have just been amazingly fun to draw too. Just like, oh, we can add this, and oh my God, we can add that. It had to be like so great. Oh, that's so kind, Piglet. Thank you. I always feel that way about Campbell's art. I can't say I'm perfectly happy with how I did the tears there on her shirt, so I might do a quick erase / refine there. So I've got a few things like her hair here and some of her top that I wanna work on a little bit. Oh, thank you, Central Park. Well, truth be told, I always doodled, and that was just something I just did from the time I was a little kid. Then when I was a teenager, I found Gen 13, and that was just it for me. I was like, oh my God, this art is amazing. So I adore Campbell's art. No, he just likes drawing them with little rosy noses. or coloring. He likes them being colored that way because he doesn't even color it. I contest. A legend to the room. Let me see. Oh, wow. That's amazing. I don't know. I think it makes them look more like cute and lively and stuff, but to each their own, for sure. That could also be the colorist style. Have you seen if like every colorist gives the same nose? Oh, interesting. Since we have a minute, I'm going to do a little shameless plug. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my email list. That is where you'll be notified when I have any special sales, which a lot of times what happens is if I have a limited edition or a limited amount of something, I send it to my email list first, and a lot of times it's gone before it makes it to everybody else. And that's where you can get on for commissions and all of those things. It's free, and I will put it right here. Oh, Mystery did it. Thank you so very much. And Kylie is here. Yay! Hello. Yeah. I'm glad you found them fun. It's just to make it so it's not so boring, you know? It's like, oh, yeah, read all the fine print. Oh, it's good that you slept in, Kylie. I'm working with way too thin of a pen. It's gonna take me forever. Why do I keep missing the new followers? Whoever just followed me, thank you so very much. I really appreciate it. Wow, I really let myself down here. It looks like I couldn't really decide what I was gonna do, so I just kind of half drew it and then left the rest undone. I think the thing that's bothering me is this curl and this curl look very similar, and that's kind of annoying. So let me see what I'm gonna do here. Maybe I'll actually curl it inwards and make it like a dealio, like so. So it's just a few extra little thingies happening over there, and then the majority of the curls are down here. I love Asterix and Obelix. They're so great. Oh, Streaming Empire, thank you. Yes, I do. I drew a Christmas card with my cat on it. And I'd like to do more. But I don't generally have my cat in my art because I don't draw animal art, but I should start hiding him around for little Easter eggs. That would be fun. Oh, thank you so much, Streaming Empire and Lil J. I appreciate you guys and your follows. Woot! You're awesome, Piglet. And Eric, Mr. E, thank you so much for hunting down who the new follows were. That was all very awesome of you. Thank you, Japamber. I really appreciate it. Yay! So even though I want to make her a redhead, I'm making her hair quite a bit longer, so that it's not like I'm saying, oh, this is Mary Jane, because it's not. I just thought it would look pretty for there to be a redhead on this piece. So yeah, that's why I'm making it longer, curlier. I won't put any green, so people won't start thinking it's Ivy. It's just a redhead. Woohoo, Kylie, congratulations. That was fast. How tight is your deadline, Kylie? Or do you have like a decent amount of time to work on it? Thank you for the follow, Japamber. Nice. Oh, that's so great. Thank you, Japamber. And a huge thank you to your friend, too. That's so cool. You definitely should, Eric. Where was I? Oh, yes, down here. All right, so if I do this curl going that way, I'll have 3 going like that in a row. Doesn't look good. I'm gonna make it go the opposite direction. And I'm probably not gonna finish most of the hair down here at the bottom, because when I'm using my Copics, I'll do stray hairs that are kind of flipping all around, and that helps to make it look a lot more natural. Ooh, I caught somebody. Who is it? Trinity Matthews, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Rahel. Yeah, that's true also, Philip. Oh, hello, Urban Viking. How's it going? So I'm not going to draw any more hair. The rest I will take care of with the Copic marker. So now I'm going to figure out this whole section, because in order to do his name across her shirt, I kind of can't be drawing in all these lines for her cleavage, which honestly, if she was wearing a tight shirt, I just missed whoever the name was that just followed me. Thank you for the follow. Cerise, thank you for the follow. Guys, I really appreciate all of the follows. You are amazing. All right, so what was I talking about? Yes, right here. So technically she's wearing like a tight t-shirt, in which case it wouldn't go all the way down and follow the indentation. So that was wrong anyway. So I won't be drawing every little nook and cranny of her boob. Thank you, Keyman. Yes, it's so awesome to get new follows. Thank you all. So I'm gonna do that. That makes it look a lot more realistic for a tight t-shirt. 50 viewers, whoop whoop. Thank you, Kylie. Yes, so happy because it was so bad the other time. Yeah, way better than the first attempt. At least you guys can, it's so embarrassing to have like such a colossal fail on live stream. But oh well, shit happens. I was really rocking them for a while there, but between the like that whole Copic test thing that I tried to do and I didn't have the right paper for, which I definitely want to revisit. As soon as I get off my ass and go buy some Yupo paper, it will happen. But yeah, so I've been rocking the fail trail for a while. That's good, Piglet. That's awesome. Give everybody a Wonder Booty warning. Love it. You all learn from it. Thank you, Mr. E. You're so sweet. Thank you, Central Park. All right, so I think I've figured it out. It's following sort of the direction of her rib cage, but then with a few little offshoots here and there. And I just don't want it to look too precise, too symmetrical, if that makes sense. And I think I've got it. So I'm just looking for the right pens. Yes. So I'm gonna use 0.2 for all this stuff right here, because I need the lines a little bit thicker. And then I'll switch to the 1 for all the little tassel-y torn shit. Soon, Devin. Soon. I'm just honestly waiting for my books to get through customs. And once they're through customs, we'll do a Twitch party, a whole raffle situation. And yes, it's going to be awesome. I just need my books to freaking make it to the warehouse. That's all we're waiting on. Yes, and Waffle Man, if Dan feels like drawing. But since he's the one that got on Twitch and committed to the Twitch party, He better do some Waffle Man art. Yes, Twitch party. Oh, well, either way, it's fun, and I love it that it's a superstitious thing you do. Just keep going. And I don't take it as pressure. It's fun. It's like we've got our own little thing going. Yes, true. Today, will Sherlock make an appearance? I doubt it. Oh, thank you, Philip. Sherlock is hiding under the bed lately, because he's such a chicken. You know, for how much attitude he has, he's also just such a little chicken. He, the minute he hears a voice he doesn't recognize, especially a male voice, like a deep voice, he bolts and is under my bed. And he'll stay there for, you know, he'll come down at night and get some food, and then he's right back hiding wherever he can hide and fit. Because I don't know why. He has no good reason to be such a scaredy cat, but he is legit such a scaredy cat. So the minute he heard Mike's voice, he was out of there. He didn't even see Mike. He just ran to my closet, because he's also... I think he may be too fat to fit under my bed now. So actually, I believe he was in the closet. The tough life, that's right. He is so cute. It makes up for many things because he's so cute. All right, you know what? Actually, I'm going to play it safe and also not ink in fire department just yet, before I just run it by the man who this is for. But I'm just fixing it up a little bit. Sherlock is the softest cat I have ever felt. He is so soft. Like, His fur feels like the bunny fur, like that super soft bunny fur that you get on the little keychains. That's exactly what Sherlock feels like. All right, time to do the slightly less fun part of inking the fire hydrant. Sorry, guys. It's not going to be as exciting. And I'm intentionally kind of breaking up my lines and not making them perfectly straight or smooth. Sorry, I was off screen. Because I think that makes it look a little bit more realistic. Nothing like this that's metal that's been sitting by the side of the road for years on end is going to be perfectly smooth and have no divots or bumps and stuff. So that's why I'm adding in a little bit of less of texture to it, taking down the perfect look. Oh, wow. Should have used some catnip. I kind of feel like catnip really makes some cats super wild and crazy, or they look really high. And then other cats, it kind of does nothing to. Like Sherlock isn't really all that into catnip. But imagine with his personality all on catnip and kind of high, it would be amazing. Because is that what it does? Oh man, that would be wonderful, Philip. I'm so hungry. Because as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go cook dinner. I am very excited for food. Hey, Hodor! Spaghetti is for dinner. Was it true? Who was saying that they were having sloppy joes? Was that you, True Deadman? Oh, you had leftover lasagna. So who was having sloppy joes? Because that sounded so good. And I haven't had sloppy joes in years. That's hilarious, Piglet. Oh, okay, it was you. Yeah, see, Sherlock never does that, Piglet. We use it sometimes, you know, just for fun, and he kind of rolls around for a second and then has zero reaction. He doesn't like look all excited like normal cats. And it's so disappointing because that would be so fun. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense, Hodor. Yeah, Sherlock is so lazy. He'll like walk halfway across the floor and then slump down. Like, oh, that's just too much work. Yeah, that makes sense, like the whole coffee thing, because I'm one of those kind of people where I can drink like 2 or 3 cups of coffee and just lie down and go right to sleep. Like, it doesn't matter what time of day I drink coffee, I'll just like, I'm out. Oh, okay. See you later, Pat Draws. Yeah. All right, so it would just be too easy to have way too many lines here. So I did them up at the top to like show the round little sections, but then down here I'm just going to kind of drop out a lot of the detail. I'm kind of doing like Morse code. Dash, dot, dot, dash. There we go. Oh, thank you, Mystery. Alright, so I'm almost done with the fire hydrant. I can just zoom out a little bit, maybe. This part I'll do with a thicker pen. It has a hard time focusing when zoomed out, doesn't it? Seems to me. Hey, Juan! How's it going? Yeah, I can move it back down. Oh no. That sucks. I hate getting songs stuck in my head. Oh my god. Drives me crazy. For me, like repetitive noises like a ticking clock or a song stuck on loop in your head, or even just like a non-annoying tune, like even something that sounds nice but it's repeating, it really gets me. It drives me crazy. Oops, I went off there a little bit. Oh, interesting, Piglet. You don't want to work tomorrow, Juan? I hear you. I guess I have a con tomorrow, so that will be fun. But I also wouldn't say no to a pajama day. Be so fun if, like, at a con it was like a pajama party and it would be appropriate for everyone to be in PJs. I would be so happy. right, I need to fix something. This is a little off looking, but I can fudge it on both sides. Bring one side up, the other side down, and kind of make it look like they meet in the middle. Sneak. Yeah, I could cosplay pajama style. Yeah, I could probably wear one of those like massive onesie situations. But I really only want to do that if everybody else is doing it too. Seems a little more socially acceptable then. I will vote for you. Pancakes for everybody. Yes, please. Oh, thanks, Mr. E. I really appreciate it. If I manage to finish this in the next like 5 or 10 minutes, let's do a raid. And I'll see who's there. Oh, sweet, Juan. That's awesome. All right, there we go. So I just have a couple little lines I think I need to do here. Flesh this part out a little bit more. And there. Oh yeah, definitely. Who would you like me to raid? And I'm just doing some little cracks and shit on this stuff. Okay, let me just save. Okay, and then Domo Stanton. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. D-O-M-O-S-T-A-N-T-O-N. Okay. Thanks for the suggestions, you guys. It softens it, Keeman. So the reason why I do it is for places where it's going to be a lighter tone. It's just, you're not dealing with a harsh black line. It just makes the whole piece look a little bit softer. So like even for digital coloring, I color hold some of the lines, meaning that I change the color from black to, you know, just a darker version of the skin tone pretty much. All right, I think this is finished. I'm gonna check with him about the fire department thing. I'm gonna think about what I can put here on her pendant. And then the only other thing is to do the inks on her eyes. And that I will do once I really look at it and I make sure that they're properly aligned. Okay, so here she is. I'm just gonna like get this on this camera real quick. Leave it there for a moment. All right, so let's go raid. Hydrant. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that. The Carmen Electra, I love that. I think Carmen's really pretty, so thank you. Woot! Happiness. All right, I'm just going to turn this off and move it out of the way. All right, guys, thank you so very much for hanging out with me on this stream. It was fun. I got the inking done, which is what I was really hoping I would be able to get done today, so yay, happiness. Thank you guys so much again for always hanging out, your encouragement, your general awesome sauceness. That was quite the mouthful. All right, so anyone here from Calgary or the area that will be at the Calgary Expo, come find me. Also, Mike Chrome will be there. Make sure to find him. I don't know his table number. We are still figuring that out, but we'll be posting a ton tomorrow so you guys can find us. I love you all. If you haven't subscribed to my email list, do so please. Amaze relish. Yes, I'm all about relish. So I'll put that here. Okay, and now we're going to do raid. Raid I saved it. Don't worry. I hope I did this right. Yes, okay. Let's go give Grigori Peppo lots of love and thank you all again. Let's see, I'm almost ready. Okay, now we can raid. See you guys later. Bye.